All right, let's talk about a term you see everywhere these days, from the news to your social media feed. We're going to get to the bottom of what it really means: artificial intelligence.
I mean, have you ever stopped to wonder how your phone does, well, all the amazing things it does? It recognizes your face, right? It understands what you're saying. It even seems to know exactly what videos you want to watch next. How on earth does it pull that off?
Well, it all comes down to one big idea: artificial intelligence, or AI, as we all call it. It's like this hidden engine humming away behind the scenes, powering so much of the tech we use literally every single day.
Okay, so we've put a name to it, AI. But what are we actually talking about here? What's the core idea? Let's break it down.
At its most basic, artificial intelligence is all about making a computer or a machine able to simulate human intelligence. Now, we're not talking about conscious robots from a sci-fi movie. Nope. It's much more practical. It's about building systems that can do tasks that used to require a human brain.
And when we say simulate human intelligence, what does that really mean? It boils down to a few key abilities. It means these machines can learn from information. They can think about it, process it. They can use all that to solve problems. And, maybe most importantly, they can make decisions based on what they've learned.
Probably the easiest way to wrap your head around all this is with a pretty simple analogy. Let's try to picture what's actually going on inside one of these systems.
Just think of AI as a kind of digital brain. It's not made of squishy stuff like ours, of course. It's built out of code and data, all running on some seriously powerful computers.
And here's the really cool part. This digital brain learns from experience, just like we do. You know how a kid touches a hot stove once and learns really fast not to do that again? It's basically the same idea. An AI learns from all the data it's given. That data is its experience. And that right there is the key. For this digital brain, data is like food. The more data it consumes, and we're talking images, text, numbers, you name it, the more patterns it recognizes and the smarter it gets at its specific job.
Okay, so we've got this idea of a digital brain that learns from data. But how does it actually learn? Let's walk through the basic steps.
First, it starts by analyzing just massive amounts of data, way more than any human could ever hope to process. For example, to learn how to spot a cat, you might show it millions of cat pictures. As it sifts through all that, it starts to identify patterns, like the shape of a cat's ears or the texture of fur. And finally, it uses those patterns to make predictions about new data. So it can look at a photo it's never seen before and say, yep, that's a cat.
And that simple three-step process is what lets AI do so many incredible things. It's how your phone recognizes your face in a photo, how a voice assistant understands what you're saying, and how your favorite streaming service seems to read your mind.
So let's talk about where you actually see this stuff in the real world. Because once you start looking, you realize AI isn't some far-off future technology. It's here, right now. And trust me, it's pretty much everywhere.
I mean, think about it. You use it when you talk to the assistant on your smartphone. It's working behind the scenes when YouTube serves you that perfect video. That magic that unlocks your phone with just a glance? That's AI. And those product suggestions when you're shopping online? Yep, AI again. It's just woven seamlessly into our daily lives.
Okay, so it's everywhere. We get it. But so what? Why does this all matter? What's the actual impact of all this on our world?
Well, the difference it can make is staggering. For a lot of tasks, AI is simply faster, more efficient, and often way more accurate than a human can be. By letting it handle these super complex, data-heavy jobs, it frees us up to focus on what we do best. Creativity, strategy, and big-picture thinking.
And this goes way beyond just making our lives more convenient. AI is fundamentally shaking up huge industries. In healthcare, it's helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier. In transportation, it's the brain behind self-driving cars. In business, it's optimizing everything. And in education, it's creating personalized learning for students. Its impact is broad, and it is growing every single day.
So to bring this all together, if you take just one thing away today, let it be this. Artificial intelligence is simply giving machines the ability to learn, think, and make decisions like humans do, and it uses data as its guide.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty important thought. If AI is a digital brain that learns from the vast ocean of data we all create, our pictures, our words, our choices, then in a very real sense, we are its teachers. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what are we teaching it?